Adam Merlin, president of Merlin Auto Group, and we have another amazingly special car that we found, a 1966 Porsche 911. This car was produced in January of 1966. It's a short wheelbase, considered part of the O series models. Porsche was said to have produced 1,700 of these cars in '66, and this is verified to be one of the first 100 to come out of the factory that year. So in typical Merlin Auto Group fashion, we found this car when we were out hunting certain Ferraris, and really it was never on our radar. But the pedigree and the condition of this car drew us to it, and there's certainly something about a classic Porsche in condition like this that makes it hard for anybody to resist, whether you're a Porsche expert or not. This car was found in a barn in North Carolina where it was stored by its second owner. It then went under a revitalization on the exterior where it was stripped down to the bare metal and then repainted with its original polo red color lacquer paint. It's a pure numbers matching engine and transmission. The preserved interior is said to be original. It looks absolutely spectacular, and probably because Porsche 911s are among the most iconic, successful sports cars out there, having a classic one in this condition was something we certainly couldn't resist. So one lesson that we can all learn from Porsche is that don't fix it if it's not broken. And one of the things about the Porsche 911 that you can see back to the first Porsche 911 that was introduced in 1963 is the headlights. The front end of Porsche 911s, even to this day, still look similar. This one certainly may look a little bit older. If you're a car enthusiast, you know it's a classic, but you could see a Porsche 911 from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and even today with the same or very similar headlight design. The simplicity of the car is kind of endearing, I think, which is partially, some of the classic look to it. These are original unrestored wheels. Certainly this is a style that was very popular back in the 60s and 70s. The bright work on this car, the chrome, all of this is original to the car, okay? Which is one of the things certainly again that drew us to it. We were talking about this car yesterday, and it's really, older cars can be challenging. We don't have a ton of older cars that are not immaculate, but when you find one that's immaculate, like this car, and that's original, it's just really hard not to fall in love with it. The interior of this car is truly something to see. It's all original, which is amazing. It really survived and made it through that time of being put up in storage in that barn. Back when they used original wood for this wood trim, remarkably simple. I love the wood steering wheel, just so iconic and classic. These seats are fantastic, and as you know, any sports car or fun car that has back seats where I can take my kids with me is really something that I certainly love. This car is just truly true to what it was in 1966 and really in fantastic condition. The pedigree of this Porsche on top of the condition is really what drew us to it. The official Porsche certificate of authenticity, the Porsche production specification showing the matching numbers, engine and transmission, the original toolkit. Amazingly, here's a photo of the car when it was found in the barn, all dusty and just haven't been put up for about 30 years. Things like this just make it so cool. The original spare tires under here, the jack is under here. These are little things that are hard to find when you buy one of these and piece them back together. And again, this one had all of it, which really, again, drew us to the car. Just like a modern Porsche today, we got to go to the rear deck lid and open it to find the engine. One of the cool things still to this day that Porsche does is this vent system here. This has a chrome on top of it, which was standard back there. The Porsche emblem and the 911, which are gold or gold plated. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but I find it funny that they're gold. And you see this on the classic Porsches when everything else is chrome, but certainly period correct and original to this car. And then you have the engine, flat 6-cylinder engine. When these were introduced to the United States, people didn't exactly love them right away, not because of the lack of performance or anything. They loved that. It was just the increased price. This was a very expensive car back in the day. Numbers matching engine, transmission. The the amazing thing about this, I showed you the picture where the car was in the barn, sat for 30 plus years. When they took it out of the barn, they put new gas in it, they put new spark plugs in it, and boom, the car fired right up. That's amazing if you know anything about cars, and it's really one of the things about Porsche that really draws me to them, is they just make an unbelievable car. Driving around in this car, you would have no idea it's a 1966, except for maybe on a hot day because it doesn't have air conditioning. And you know, my wife would say it smells a little like gasoline, which it does, which is part of what makes it charming as an older classic car. But it shifts smooth, it starts right up, the seats are comfortable even though they're all original from 1966. Really, this thing, you can drive it. I mean, I would feel safe taking this car anywhere, which is not always a feeling you have when you're driving a car of this vintage, and it's really a testament to Porsche and the quality of their cars. As always, we want to thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you want any more information, don't hesitate to check out our website, www.merlinautogroup.com, or send comments, questions about these cars or any other car you want to see a review on. We'd be more than happy to accommodate. I'm Adam Merlin with Merlin Auto Group. We'll see you next time.